everything going on in this world. Believe me, in this country, we are blessed to be here. So I would do the prayer and ask Ms. Chastain to do the pledge. Let's take a moment of silence like I always do with so much chaos in the world, in this country. People losing their jobs by the thousands. Inflation is so high you can't buy a dozen of eggs. And things don't get a whole lot worse before it get better. But we know someone who can take care of all that. It's not human. We got a higher calling. God can help him. He's going to fix everything. I'm a true believer in that. I want y'all to know that. When I read Isaiah, they said the government will be on his shoulders, talking about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So he do ordain government, but he wants to do the right thing for the people. And we should be a voice for the people that's a voice, the poor people, the elderly, the youth. And I pray for them every night that things be better for everybody in this country and this world. But let's take one moment of silence. All right, thank you. Oh, gracious Father, we come in the presence of thanksgiving, thanking you for everything you have done for each and every one of us, realizing that we couldn't have accomplished anything without you. For this cause, I just want to say thank you. Father, I pray thank you for your son, Jesus, and all these things possible. I pray for the jury, every member here and their families as well. I pray for everyone under some of my voice, Father, and look at how mercy. I pray for this country, I pray for this state, I pray for this parish. I pray for our elderly, I pray for our youth, Father. I pray for first responders, and look at how mercy. I pray for our president, our governor, all elected officials, and religious leaders, Father. If there was a time to leadership, we ask you for to step in and make everything right, Father. I just pray for wisdom, understanding, the business affairs of this parish, and be fair and partial towards everyone, Father. And hope everyone else will be also. Please on one accord, Father. Do what's best for this parish, Father, for the people that live in it. I pray for the less fortunate, I pray for the poor, I pray for the elderly, Father. I pray for our youth. And look at how mercy, Father. It's time that we come together as one and do your will, Father, not our will. And Father, after everything is said and done here, to be mindful. Give you all the honor, praise, and glory. In Jesus' name that I pray. Amen.
Amen. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Chastain. Ms. Have we please call a roll?
Mr. Dexter Armstead. Mrs. Kristen Chastain. Mr. Michael Cheatham.
Here.
Mr. Kyle Flanagan.
Here.
Mr. Jason McCray.
Here.
Mr. Keith Mills is absent. He had a small fall trip accident today, so he won't be here tonight. Mr. Richard Olivo.
Here.
Dr. Chrissy O'Quinn. Here. President Lewis Kent.
Present. Governor Quorum. Need a motion to approve the agenda, please?
So moved.
Moved by Dr. O'Quinn.
Second.
Second by Coach Cheatham. Any discussion? Question from the audience? Not all in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carried. Old business. Adopted minutes from the February 18, 2025 regular meeting. Everybody reviewed them.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. McCray.
Second.
Second by Coach Cheatham. Any discussion? Question from the audience? Not all in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carried. Second on the agenda, discuss, take action as deemed necessary on March 17, 2020 public hearing for amendment to the subdivision ordinance. I would like you to table that and let Sam review it, please, because I heard some discrepancy was in it. You send it back to Sam and he'll make a decision on that.
Motion.
Moved by Mr. McCray.
Second.
Second by Mr. Armstead. We're gonna wait.
So do we need to rescind the motion for the public hearing?
Yeah, we're gonna rescind it.
Can we,
Which I meet with Sam and Sam, yes, sir.
can,
Mr. Kent, the discrepancy in it was the parish manager directed Nikki to pass out the engineer's version, not the version planted by planning and zoning. The advertisement in the papers was correct. It advertised Appendix A, which both of them have that same title, but the version going to the public, that was the issue. Sam's already seen the version passed by planning and zoning.
I had one or two commission members come and say it wasn't the ordinance that was passed by the commission. There was some changes made to it. And I just want to address those problems before we have a public hearing. We don't want no more problems. We're trying to do it 4 or 5 years, we want to get it right. So,
And can I say something,
Please
Mr. Lewis?
do.
Because we do want to be correct in the office too. What we had to give to the public was what you all received on Monday before the meeting. There was an additional email that was sent to Nikki that Thursday. Everything could have been the same. I don't know, but it said, I think, final cut. Yeah, so that was after Tuesday's meeting.
right.
So,
And that's the problem I have.
Are we good on any kind of deadline here?
No, we're not.
You're gonna have to extend the,
Moratorium, and we will. Okay. I just want to do it right, do it fair, it'll be fair to the people of this parish. We don't have one or two individuals making changes at the last minute to ordinance that we're gonna have to approve. I want to be concrete and fair with everyone. We have commission members questioning what's coming before the jury. I got a problem with that. I really do. And I will start attending most of y'all meetings now because it was a discrepancy in the ordinance.
so should you all rescind it and not have it on the 17th?
Yeah.
Because right now, we don't know what to give the
We
public.
don't know what to give the public. Exactly.
Can I ask a question?
Please do.
Mr. Rushon, so what you're saying is the one that was initially given out was not the planning and zoning one, but that was the one that Mr. Amrine received from the engineers before planning and zoning had a chance to update it and get us the right one.
And the last version, what was changed, the two things that were added were what was requested by these same two individuals that are complaining from the engineer. When he sent it to me, it got cut and pasted right into the version of the ordinance, the final cut, and got sent over here.
On which day?
We received it Thursday, but we had no time to even review it. If we got it Thursday,
Thursday was after the meeting.
after the meeting.
I can tell you 3 times it was sent.
Well, I do know that the jury only received one on Monday.
Right.
The meeting was on Tuesday.
Right.
And a juror was in my office. There was a juror in my office when all of this happened, the
Transpired.
conversation with David and him talking with Sam, and that's why it's we were told to put it on the agenda until the office can make sure they're giving out what actually claims from planning and zoning.
Planning and zoning.
And I did myself have one person to request it, and what I gave them is what you all received that Monday.
That Monday. Not the
But,
one- Not the version that came out Thursday.
yes,
So it didn't come out till after the meeting?
After the meeting.
after the meeting, Nikki received different email saying, this is the final. It was after you all met. That was Thursday after Tuesday's
Got a
meeting.
motion and a second. All in favor? In opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Next on the agenda, discuss take action on purchase of vehicles for DPW, $212,000. As you know, we asked Fawcett. Mr. Hill, will you come explain, please? And state your name, please.
Derek Hill, Director of Public Works. I didn't make last meeting because I was out sick, but I was informed to get prices on the gas burning trucks.
Two gas
I did that. It was $10,000 cheaper. I notified Mr. Carter, updated, and I got the final price. I gave it to Ms. Umisha to put on the agenda so that way you all have an accurate number of what we're dealing with.
Yep, Cause they saying the diesel fund was too high, so we
Yes, sir.
recommend the gas fund.
Yes, sir.
Actually get a price. So he done what we asked him, so what's the pleasure of the jury?
They for
They
it.
forward, but yes, gas fund
Yes,
instead
sir.
of diesel fund. All those state contracts.
And Ms., before,
1 second.
so you have, 212,000, the actual number is $212,852.93. And if you all would specify, where the funds are coming from before you say road and bridge, I just want to let you know that there is $175,280 of ARPA funds that's left in road and bridge. You had 100,000 for Spec Garrett, 240,000 for Caruth Road Bridge, and you used $164,720 of that to do some repairs at the jail. So that money's showing in road and bridge, but it's gonna move out of road and bridge.
So it's gonna go through ARPA, right?
Right, so what road and bridge would actually be paying if you choose to do that with ARPA fund would be, $37,572.93. That would just come out of road and bridge, the other would be ARPA fund.
Didn't we already agree to do it out of DPW though?
What? Well, so if you do,
Come out of the ARPA fund.
No, we spent the ARPA funds on the jail.
Yeah.
We said,
But we still have some,
I had something
we
left.
said something left, but we just said it's coming.
because we need to go ahead and spend it.
But it don't matter, let's spend it.
if you decide to do it from road and bridge, I just want to let you all know that money is coming out of road and bridge. The ARPA money that you have there
It's already in road and bridge.
is already in road and bridge because it was transferred for Spec Garrick and Caruth Road Bridge.
The money's out.
So if you're not going to use it to go with the, if you're not going to use it to pay for the, vehicles, it needs to come out of road and bridge.
So, let's say we have another problem with the jail. Where will that money come from? I'm asking that as a finance
It
kind
would
of
be
question.
whatever.
We can use the ARPA money for little emergencies. And I'm afraid that, we've got the truck money in DPW, but what if we have an emergency? What happens then? 'Cause
I just wanted to let you know that money is still sitting in DPW, and it needs to come out if you're not going to use it for something with DPW.
We just have to spend that by December.
Yeah.
by December,
But
so
we cannot
maybe we
use,
could fix a
we
road.
cannot use ARPA money as a rainy day fund in case something happens. You have to, you can't.
That money was dedicated for,
I would say road and bridges, but I was outvoted last.
Yeah, but it's not a rainy day fund in case something happens. It's not a rainy day fund that we depend on, no. That's a one-time money, we won't get no more.
but we need to go ahead and exhaust it.
But how about this, how about if we just go ahead and use road and bridge, we got the money, hold that money till November, and then if, we had other vehicle or something else to buy, then you just buy it then.
And that's fine too, whatever you all decide to do. I just want to let you know that money is coming out of road and bridge.
So we should, take the money out of road and bridge, take it out of road and bridge.
No, we could hold on to it till November, and if nothing.
We don't want to hold it in road and bridge, and it's not
Yeah,
allocated.
take it out of road and bridge, you know what I'm saying? We can't hold it in road and bridge.
Can't you transfer it out to?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
right.
if you're not
That's
going
what
to
we're
use it.
saying, transfer it out of road and bridge.
Okay.
Transfer it out, use DPW money to buy the trucks, and still have the ARPA money in case we have an emergency.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, it can't be, it can't be used for any new stuff. It has to be,
Oh, we're starting bridge repairs next week.
We might could use it there as well.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to move it because I don't want it,
Instead of buying brand new trucks, but again,
I just want to move it because I don't want it to be confused with anything else.
Got a motion and a second, pay for it out of road and bridge, and take transfer the ARPA money out of road and bridge.
We're gonna do all that on one motion?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, I'm gonna make that motion.
A second.
Any more discussion? Question from the audience. Mr. Minton? Sir, 5. Ms. Chastain? Will oppose? Okay. We're calling for the vote, he'll be opposed. All in favor? Aye. One opposed, Ms. Chastain. Okay, let's move on. Discuss, take action on energy franchise fee. As you know, we had a 100-year lease, a 99-year lease with energy, which we never charged a franchise fee. So we could charge up to 5% franchise fee, and it would go into the general fund. But it would not cost our customers but 2.5%, not the whole 5%. That's all it would pay in the future. And other municipalities in the parish that come on board, they charge them a franchise fee.
So we're putting a tax or a fee on all the customers. So everybody's electricity bill is gonna reflect.
Not necessarily.
We're paying storm riders for all over the state already, so this is basically the same thing.
Other parishes institute a franchise fee,
We're paying for
yeah.
other parishes, so
It's not the whole 5%, it'd be 2.5%. It's up to the jury.
well,
And it would go into it would chew up our general fund. But it's up
how
to you
much
all.
money is 5% gonna generate on?
Maybe, but it's not very much. It's a minimum amount of money, maybe $4 or $5. It won't be that much. Might not be that much.
4 or 5,000?
Dollars. I don't know what the franchise fee would generate.
That the parish is gonna get.
They would let us know at the public hearing if we decide to go that route.
And it is the recommendation of your not financial advisor, I'm sorry, legal counsel.
Legal counsel.
He did look over the agreement.
Agreement. And it won't be for 199 years, it'll be for 30 years.
And if I'm not mistaken, the recommendation was the 5%?
5%.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. But the consumer will pay for 2.5%.
And other, parish towns,
They already signed off on it.
You need a motion?
Motion?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carried. The 5%, okay. We're gonna now discuss set public hearing for energy franchise renewal ordinance. We said the second meeting in February, in March, right, Kayla? You was at we said the second meeting in March
for the public hearing.
for the public hearing.
We won't have time now.
Well, the first meeting in April.
First meeting in April? With the second, does it expire in October? With the second meeting in, October?
Yeah, in April, that'll suffice, that'd be great.
Because you got till October. Second meeting in April?
Yeah,
5:30.
5:30. Okay, next on the agenda, discuss take action as CEA with Audubon Regional Library, Clinton, for ground maintenance, Audubon Regional Library. Mr. Trevor Collins, will you please come. That's a corporate endeavor, I would stand for. State your name, please, sir.
Trevor Collins, Director of Audubon Regional Library. We've been fortunate enough that the police jury has helped us to mow the grass at the Clinton Library. Been very thankful for that. We had a meeting with some stakeholders in the parish a week or so ago, and Mr. Amaran advised that we just formalize that relationship in a CEA. The CEA that Mr. Tequila created for us essentially just says that, and it also clearly delineates the difference between any work that's done on the ground, so that it allows the library to do work that's on the grounds of the library in our name, though, or you allow us to, but anything that's done to the library itself would be through you. And this just hopefully will keep you from having to facilitate things that you don't have to facilitate. So, for example, the playground and parking lot that we're trying to create over there.
And I would recommend the jury that we sign this agreement because the building belongs to the parish. It belongs to the parish. There's no problem to help any kind of service with the library. I have no problem with that. that Sam wrote up a CEA with the library.
And all that we ask for is just, if you could, I mean, and just to help us.
Help the field.
They'll just mow, I mean, and maybe a branch here and there if I can't lift it.
But Sam has drawn it up, everything is within reason. A motion to the effect
So moved.
by Dr. Quinn, second by Coach Tito. Any more discussion? Question from the audience? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
You ain't through with you yet.
No,
Got one more thing.
resolution.
Discuss take action on Audubon Regional Library Clinton letter of support request for program project. Or he asking for a letter of support from the
Just the support resolution that, just giving us your blessing on building the playground and parking lot for the patrons there. It's-
Moved by Mr. McCray, second by Mr. Umstead. Any discussion? Question from the audience? Is all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Collins. Appreciate you. Please. Yeah, we really do. Okay, let's move on. Discuss uses of Polygary Park for activities. Mr. Alonzo Jones, will you please come to the mic and introduce yourself, please?
Good afternoon. My name is Alonzo Jones. I live in Jackson, Louisiana, lifetime resident of East Feliciana Parish. I'm asking to manage the McManus Park. And my reason being, I'm a coach at East Feliciana. When I was growing up in East Feliciana, we had summer programs throughout the summer. Everybody in the neighborhood could play some type of sport. And as I've been in the community, I'm finding that as we go through, kids don't even know how to hold a baseball bat. Don't even know how to do a proper layup. And what I'm trying to do is trying to get something started here in the parish. We're the only parish in the area that doesn't have any organized recreation.
I agree.
And I would like to start in McManus with T-ball, and then move from T-ball to flag football. And we're going to start with the elementary age students. We're going to start off small, and we're going to go from ages 6 to 12 with Little League Baseball. And the biggest concern with most people is, how are we going to ensure this? Each kid, we're going to register kids in USSSA baseball. Each kid will pay for individual insurance to be involved in that. All volunteers will be vetted and must pass a class online, and we will do a background check. And that covers the board and that the insurance for the field. We will purchase insurance, practice insurance, that the board will be on that practice insurance, as well as the organizations that's conducting the games. And what my goal is eventually to have a strong, structured recreational program here in this parish. We have outstanding athletes in this parish. I can contest to that.
I can too.
We've taken kids to New York. We just took a kid last year to New York. He placed 6th in the nation in New York. We've had basketball teams that go to Maui, down in Hawaii. We placed 2nd. They kind of cheated in the championship game, but we placed 2nd. Okay. We've won tournaments in Las Vegas. We are rich in talent. We've got to keep that talent growing. And my goal is to manage the field, make a quarterly inspection of the facility, report to the board my findings. Every month, I will report to the board and tell you exactly what's going on and what we have scheduled for the park.
Mr. Jones, Mr. Umstead, he's the juror out there, so.
Yeah,
what-
Mr. Jones, in all due respect to you, when I talk to you, this is like, you were saying you wanted to kind of like deal with McManus, Clinton, and other surrounding areas for the baseball team, but I keep hearing you say something about managing McManus.
Well, the reason,
It's kind of like that we talked about, just be honest with you.
yes, sir. After our conversation, I received a call from the police jury. And the person that spoke to me said that the park in Clinton
Belongs to the town.
is already, I guess, managed by another organization. And the park in Wilson is already managed. The only park that I will be able to conduct the activities would be the McManus Park. And I had that conversation after I had the conversation with you.
He did have a conversation with me. I called him and maybe there was a misunderstanding or I didn't. So what I said, if you wanted to do anything at the park in Wilson, you would need to reach out to the mayor. And if you wanted to do anything at the park in Clinton, you would need to reach out to the mayor of Clinton. But if you came here before the police jury, they would only be able to tell you about the park in McManus.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yes, but like I said, I keep hearing you say about management, so, I'm gonna be honest with you, you have one particular person, I guess, kind of self-appointed, and, in all due respect, I'd like for that person to maybe come up here and kind of maybe come and say if he wants to continue to kind of oversee the park as well, but I'm not knocking what you're trying to do, but to be honest with you, what you're telling me here just throwing me for a loop, because when we talking about it, I like to be straight with folks and be straight with you. You never mentioned anything about managing the park.
Sir, what the management part that I'm discussing is,
Is the park with your team?
no, no, when you have a park and that park is there, you have to have somebody that's doing a safety inspection. If a swing is broken, it needs to be reported to the juror in that area. If there's a slip fall potential at that park, someone needs to be making inspections and making reports to the people that can get that fixed. Because I don't know who's doing that reporting now.
Well, we have several community people, not just one particular person will call me, just in respect to Mr. Foster, when we have something like that, somebody said, okay, we need trash or bushes picked up, and that would be a community collaboration on everyone, but like I said, I do have folks that would call about that park.
Okay.
Maybe checking this out, checking that out, but just to.
Well, what do you think about this? Cause what he's done, our part is definitely.
That's for sure.
And it's definitely needed. Maybe if you could meet with some of the people there at McManus and you, the juror from that area, and y'all come up with a plan, cause this is nice, this is good
Yeah,
work,
I'm
you're doing this groundwork.
I think you all,
Definitely not knocking what you're trying to do. with the
yes, sir,
kids.
I understand, and I,
But keep
and,
seeing you know,
yes.
it's like it's.
I don't-
People going in and on the.
My question right now, is the
They
park,
want
Yes.
percent, but they wanna hide certain stuff in the writing, so
No.
when you hear management, if you wanna do this about the kids and deal with this for now, Mr. Jones, I'm all for it, but the management deal is just kinda, let's kinda scale that back till we kinda get with folks. because-
is the park being utilized? I don't see no one out there, no, just maybe in the daytime, a few cars out there.
That's
But
for sure.
yeah, the park is not being utilized at the present, from what I see,
For sure.
Okay.
Stop by there, but yeah,
yeah.
I don't have a problem.
I thank you all for the opportunity to speak to you.
Yes, sir.
And if you're ever looking for someone to manage the facility, get the facility, yes, sir, that's the word that I'm using, because that's what a recreational person does. They manage and they report. And if you don't have anybody at those parks managing and watching that park, you're setting yourself up for liability. Now, thank you all for your time, and it's been nice speaking to you.
Wait, no, we're not giving up on this, because we need to do stuff for our youth now, I agree with you 100%.
But that's why I keep telling you, you keep harping on that management part. Do you want us to kind of give you a good deal on having, dealing with the youth, and so you can use it, because it's a public, remember?
It's public park.
But I keep, like I'm gonna go back to it, I keep hearing you say management.
That's why I told you, y'all,
Y'all need to get up.
Let's make sure we find a way to help this man.
For sure.
Because everything he just said is all right. I talked about this when I first come on the jury, is that what he's talking about is needed, and we got to look for a way to help him and not get him.
Because we losing our youth every day.
He first got stepped up,
That's true.
I'm going to say this, and
Please do.
been here before. My background in recreation, I started recreation, Simbach Air Base over in Germany. Didn't have a lot to do, so I started working with the kids over there. Then I moved from Simbach Air Base, I came home,
I started the Florida Parish Youth Sports Organization in this parish. We played baseball, we played football, we played basketball, and we run track and field across the board. I look for no monetary gain because this is what I love. I'm raising my grandson now. I'm in the yard teaching him how to swing a bat, teaching him how to do a layup. But I got neighbors who are living next door that don't know how to do anything either. And I'm sorry that the word management is offensive, but that's what I do. And I'm good at what I do. And I know for a fact, if I'm given the opportunity, we can have one of the better recreational programs in this parish. I'm not a one day. I just left the track. I coach track and field 7 days a week. I coach basketball all across. I never stopped doing it. That's the only thing that my wife wants me to stop doing, not smoking, not drinking, but to stop dealing with the kids. But see, the only thing that saved me in this parish when I was coming, I didn't like going to school. But I came because one man came to me and he took me home and set me on the car when I was suspended. That was Rufus Nesbitt. And I love that man, and I want to be just like him. I can wait to get started.
I'm gonna say this before you go. I have a 6-year-old grandson. You know where he's at now in Baton Rouge? He's in Baton Rouge with the sports league, playing flag football and playing t-ball because we don't have it up here. Nothing for him to do. So he's every day. My daughter taking him to Baton Rouge to practice. He play games on Saturday and Sunday. And I think it's a good thing for our youth. I just pray for our youth just now because we're losing our youth. We need to give them something to do. I totally agree.
I understand what Mr. Armstead is saying, because not long ago you had someone to come before you about some things over there in the area. And, you, like he said, you already have someone who, not you all, but was appointed to manage it. So that's something we've actually been working on. We just got a signed order today, from Frogskin to go at the park that says that scheduling for any activities will have to come through the police jury. So I believe if it matters for anything, that what Mr. Jones does want to do there with the kids is a good thing. But, you know, we want to do everything
Well,
the
like I
right
said,
way.
all they need to do is get together and meet.
That's all they should have.
It can be more than one person.
Well, it don't have to, that person was not appointed by.
The jury didn't appoint anyone.
So,
Gonna get with that person, talk to them before we,
right.
Because you didn't appoint that person. He really took it upon his own to run the park, really.
That's for sure. And that's what we need to clarify. And like again, Mr. Jones, I'm 110% behind you with the kids, getting people at the park and all kinds of games you want. But again, it seems like kind of leaning towards, you would be.
Look, let me,
One second.
let me say this. You got a turf over there, you got a territory. You gotta work the territory out. Let him work the territory out in the language, and it'll be all right.
That's what I'm saying, I'm 110% for him with the kids.
Because we're backing them up on the building, and so, I mean, I know they cannot have a problem with somebody doing youth programs.
Well, it's a little more than the building that they,
Proposing, huh?
yeah.
That's true.
But you got my 100%, believe me. 'Cause I don't like my daughter taking my grandson to Baton Rouge every day.
I'll do everything I can.
Yeah, I will too, yeah, for sure.
And I think once our sign is up, that'll calm a lot of it down.
And I applaud you for wanting to do something for our youth. Because I got so many people, you don't want to do anything anymore. You don't want to volunteer for nothing, for elderly or youth. And I love elderly, I love young people.
It's no problem. It's just, I want to come for the board and try to
You've
do
done it the right
everything
way.
the correct way, because, we'll just have to find somewhere else.
No, sir, you got.
Y'all have a good night.
I don't think this is over with. I think everybody's still trying to make it happen.
Yeah, Mr. Jones, we want you to do the kids, but I think you still tied up on wanting to be the man over the park. But we want you to bring the kids in there, because you can. So do you want to have the youth and deal with them like you said, baseball, whatever,
The
t-ball?
flag football.
Is that what you concentrate on, yes or no? Or you just want to eliminate this, we can put this in 513 and just say, hey, I want to be the manager of the park?
Okay.
Yes,
If-
I'm
if-
just
No, and I'm just saying, if that's the position, I don't have no dog in the fight, period. And the thing where I'm coming from is, whoever's gonna do it, if they need some help, I'm willing to help them. But the thing of it is, I know how it needs to be done right. And it ain't no just go out there and, when the wintertime, that field still needs somebody making inspections on
I
it.
totally agree.
It needs somebody that has a background in it. Everybody wants to do this, but, you know, you gotta be doing it for a long time to go down the long road. And I'm talking about going down the long road. I'm not talking about being there this week and not being there the next week. I'm talking about going down the long road. And whoever it is, I don't mind helping them. Because, see, I'm about the business of children. I'm not about the business of politics or anything else like that. I'm strictly about the business of children. And thank you guys for hearing me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Thank you.
Let's move on. Discuss, take action on EA with East Baton Rouge Parish for repairs of M&B Road. Mrs. Chastain, the juror.
I thought Mr. Davis was gonna be here, but he's not. He spoke with them about this. I think it's 2,400 feet, I
Feet.
believe. And they would provide the gravel. I think it's once a month they will, bring it out there. No more than once a month. To maintain that part of the road.
They part of the road, East Baton Rouge Parish. And any help is well respected and well needed. They have no problem with it. So we get a CEO with East Baton Rouge Parish to repair Lemon B Road in East Baton Rouge side of the parish.
So will the parish employees?
No, they doing it. That's on their side of the parish, not our side.
So why do we need a,
Because part of the road in East Feliciana, part of it is East Baton Rouge.
oh, so they are doing some on ours?
No, they don't.
No, from what I understand is they will bring whatever gravel and we will do it from Lemon, where our parish line is, to their parish line. Does that make sense?
Have you ever traveled Lemon B Road? Have you ever seen it?
With that,
You need every help you can get.
so if we can get some help, we need to do it, put that behind us. That's the best we can do.
So what's the pleasure of the jury?
I make the motion.
Second.
Any more discussion? Question from the audience? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, discuss, take action if necessary on rededication of health unit millage. Myself and David been talking about that. As you know, we have a major problem with our general fund. And we had a tax proposal passed 10, 12, 20 years ago that we're gonna dedicate half the proposition money from the health unit to the general fund and to road and bridge. But somehow, I don't know how, it got changed from 50-50 to 90-10. 10% to the general fund and 9% to road and bridge. And road and bridge is in solid ground, and it'll get even better. So we talked to Foday and did info about the proposition. And we could put it on the ballot to have these funds rededicated 50-50, which will help the general fund and road and bridge. Because we have a large surplus in the health unit. And the people of the parish voted that we could do this. We just had it renewed for 10 years with last year. And we put it on the ballot. It's not a new tax, and it won't change the tax. It will still be the same proposition except the rededication of funds from 90-10 to 50-50. It will help our general fund a whole lot.
So again, Mr. President, I just want to reiterate, so this won't change the taxes, just going to dedicate.
Yeah, the fund, yeah, that's all. It won't change anything.
And that's,
We got good, voters have to prove it.
so taxes.
I don't know how it got changed. When I first passed this proposition, people said I was crazy. It would never pass. It never would happen, but it did pass. And everybody took credit for it, but they said it was crazy for getting it done. But we did get it done. I thank God for
But
it.
how could it went
I don't know.
50-50 to 90-10? It can't go back over the
I've been trying to figure that out. I don't know who done it. I know the jury didn't do it. and was placed on the
If it
agenda.
was voted in at 50-50,
Was at
we
first.
need to back up to where it got changed, because that's what the people
Won't
voted on.
nobody take responsibility for the change. And I've been trying to figure it out for the last 10 years who made that change. The
And-
jury didn't make it, because when I went out, proposed these two propositions, it was 50-50. Then the previous 10 years, somebody changed it. Yeah, but it was changed to 90-10.
It was on the ballot as 50-50?
When it first proposed, when we first passed it. But then, the second time we changed to 90-10. Yeah.
And it was advertised as a renewal. And although it was a
What
renewal, it had changed from 50-50
50 to 90-10.
Nobody know who did.
Nobody know who done it, and won't nobody take credit for it, because it was a bad decision, whoever done it was wrong. I just want to rectify it, 50-50 for road and bridge, 50% for our general fund.
Ms. Scott, do a good job explaining it to the people.
Uh-huh.
What is it right now? Right now it's 90% to where?
Road and bridge, and 10% to the general fund. And I never would have agreed to that, it would come for the jury, I never would have agreed to that, to make that big discrepancy in the funds. And see, the health unit, you're funded by a millage. And we went for the voters to use any excess money in the health unit fund for road and bridge and for the general fund. And we proposed a 50-50 split when we first passed it. But 10 years later, someone, before we put it on the ballot, made it 90-10. I've been asking questions about it, but everybody denied doing it, but they didn't do it on their own. Someone had to recommend for them to do it.
I'd like to make that motion, Mr. Kent, that we go to the 50-50 split between general and road and bridge.
They put it on the ballot. It cost 10, yeah, move forward. Yeah. It's be on another, we're gonna do a special election. We'll let next year. No.
It'll be on a runoff, I think is the next one in May.
It won't be that quick, no, it won't be that soon.
I'll report back to you once I get in touch with them, Will,
Let us know.
let them know what.
It won't be March the 29th for sure, I promise you.
But there's a runoff in May.
No, we'll have enough time. Yes, sir, Mr. Minton?
You know what year the renewal election was held?
Yeah, last year.
Passed?
Mm-hmm. I had it early, supposed to be this year, but we put it on the ballot early, and it passed.
But that's not when it happened.
That's not when it happened,
It didn't happen.
prior to that one.
Happened 10 years before then?
I just want to rectify a wrong that was done. I wouldn't want to take credit for the wrong, which I can't blame them. Got a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? And get with them and see what we placed on the ballot. Just a rededication, not a new tax. We're not changing the proposition, just a rededication of funds. And it said it wouldn't change the proposition or anything else. We won't lose the proposition. Okay, let's move on. Discuss, take action on 2025 liquor license for Popular Stop. Parish Secretary, Treasurer.
So Ms. June, you received everything that Popsicle Stop, needed to turn in order to have their license to operate 2025.
Motion by Mr. McCray, second by Mr. Umstead. Any discussion? Question from the audience? Not in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carried. Discuss, take action on 2025 liquor license for Pop Country Store. Parish Secretary, Treasurer.
Everything that's required has been submitted.
Moved by Mr. McCray, second by Dr. Quinn. Any discussion? Question from the audience? Not in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carried. Okay, let's move on. Committee staff report. Executive committee, I have one. Well, number 10, okay. Yeah, well, no, Mr. Frosty. We need that employee, though, Mr. Frosty. Discuss take action on advertisement to hire DPW employee, Director Derek Hill.
Derek Hill, Director, Public Works Department. I'm here to ask for approval to be able to advertise for a DPW employee because one of ours resigned last Thursday and we have a spot available.
Any more discussion?
I had a question. So this would make two, since you had the one available, this would make a second that you'd be filling?
Right,
Okay.
right.
What did this person do that resigned?
She was operating the trash truck. Yes, sir.
Any more questions? And all in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Get your employee, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Committee staff report. This committee, I have one recommendation. To appoint Ms. Leola Moore to gas district number 1. She was the only one that applied for the position, right, Ms. Harris?
So moved.
Moved by Dr. Quinn, second by Mr. Umstead. Any discussion? Question from the audience? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next on the agenda, Personnel Committee, Dr. Crystal Quinn.
I don't have anything, thank you.
Finance Committee, Chairman Kyle Flanagan.
I'd like to make a motion to approve monthly invoices.
Any questions from the audience? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Anything else, Mr. Flanagan?
I believe we have a workshop coming up later at the end of the week, so just try to clear your schedule and partake in that. It's going to be very helpful. Thursday, is that correct?
The budget workshop is with Falk and Winkler for jurors and police jury staff. It's scheduled for Thursday, March 6th at 4:00 p.m.
4 o'clock? And everyone input, all jurors to be part of it.
And that's it, Mr. Kent.
That's it. At 4 o'clock. So you can adjust your calendar with all jurors to be informed and be here, okay? Okay. Public Works and Equipment, Chairman Jason McCray.
Mr. Frost,
Yes.
Frost truck get out of shop?
Yes, sir. Started on Eastern Road today.
Business Property, Mr. Dexter Umstead.
I have one thing, we were working on a sign for the parking maintenance, so still in the details of that, and this other one's been faded out, we got some things to change, where you have to call the police jury for any major, activities and function, not just for everyday use, because we know it's a public park. If you wanna have anything, or that they need to come reach out to your office, and move forward and give them the authority to. But anyway, the sign's in the making, Mr. President, and so we'll get back with you.
Because we need to utilize that park. That park not being utilized. It's a public park, and we need to more involved.
That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Administrative matters,
Just the police jury office will be closed on tomorrow and reopen on Wednesday, March 5th.
anything?
And if you all look in your, I believe Mr. Rutan, did you have something you wanted to say during public comment?
I believe our president's gonna make a public comment during public comment.
Okay, that's all I have.
Okay. Treasury report,
No treasurer's report.
okay. Homeland Security, Mr. Darrell Buell.
All right, this is on here, and I don't have a clue why. That's, we all thought we agreed to it the last meeting. I sent it to Sam. Sam looked at it and blessed it, so.
Because you didn't see it. Because you didn't see it. That's,
Discuss take action on agreement with Bayou State Training and Consulting LLC for Homeland Security, EMPG, SHCS grant.
Yeah, we reduced, total amount to 5,000 on it, and Sam reviewed it and said everything was good.
So what's the pleasure of the jury?
I make the motion.
Motion by Dr. Quinn,
I second.
second by Coach Cheatham. Any discussion? Question from the audience? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Anything else, Mr. Buell?
Tomorrow, we're supposed to have some pretty serious weather coming through from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tomorrow, between 2 and 3, is going to be the worst time that's going to hit us. So we're looking at about wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour. So if we get hit with those strong winds with the trees that we have on our roads that are dead, we're going to be having trees coming back down. We've been hit just about every weekend. So this one's moved to the holiday instead of last weekend.
So you said between 2 and 3?
Yeah,
Yeah,
tomorrow
2 and
afternoon,
3
after
tomorrow
dinner.
evening is gonna be the worst. The storm will be starting to hit us at 7 a.m., should wrap up about 7 p.m. And between 2 and 3 is gonna be the worst time for it to hit us.
That's tomorrow afternoon, after
Yeah.
dinner.
Yep. That's it.
So be aware. Thank you, Mr. Bueller. Okay, Planning, Commissioning Board for Planning and Zoning. Have a recommendation to approve A through E.
I make that recommendation.
Motion by Dr. Quinn, second
Second.
by Ms. Chastain.
Oh.
Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Dexter Armstead?
Yes.
Mrs. Kristen Chastain?
Yes.
Mr. Michael Cheatham?
Yes.
Mr. Kyle Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Jason McCray? Mr. Keith Mills is absent. Mr. Richard Olivo?
Yes.
Dr. Chrissy O'Quinn?
Yes.
President Lewis Kent?
Yes. Motion carried. Anything else? So we have, next on the agenda, F. For information only, a public hearing will be held on March the 25th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. regarding the rezoning of Jerry Kerry property at 13804 Highway 959, Clinton. That's information only. Okay. Let's move on. Public comment.
I have a public comment.
Okay.
This came from Mr. Keith Mills. It says, from Keith Mills from the town of Jackson Marshal's office. Good morning. The animal shelter is organizing a dog food donation distribution day on March 9th at 1 p.m. at the shelter in exchange for a $20 donation. Participants will receive 2 bags of dog food. We welcome everyone to attend and support the shelter. Please share this information with those who need food. We anticipate seeing you there. Please share this event on your Facebook page. The shelter's address is 5080 Highway 68 near DCI and the Airport Road. Your support is vital in establishing the animal shelter, which will assist law enforcement in managing stray animals. Additionally, this shelter operates as a no-kill facility.
State your name, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm Mark Browning, president of Clinton Arena. Tony Ruchon forwarded some information to you all about Clinton Arena, just the status of where we are, but I wanted to give you a little more information. The arena is going through some hard times right now. Some of you don't know, but my wife and Tony and I were involved with Clinton Arena probably upwards of 20 years ago, got it up, got it going, got it functional. And Tony's been on the board for the entire time, valued member of the board. He's not just another pretty face, you know, he does lots of good things for our board. And I'm not going to talk about the folks that were there previously, but the fact is some decisions were made, some inactivity was done. The arena did not have enough money to pay for the insurance for 2025. The gates were going to close. Tony called my wife, we were talking about it, and my wife and I, Betty Ann and I decided we've got too much blood, sweat, and tears involved in this thing. We're not going to let it close. We took the money out of our bank account, paid for the insurance, we serviced the tractor, we fixed the drag, we bought toilet paper. In other words, we're getting it functional. But how we got where we are, the arena has, a family can buy a riding membership, $200. You can go, you put yourself on the calendar, the online calendar, and go ride whenever you want to, 2-hour slots. And that's how the arena takes some money. Also, we'll rent it every now and then for a little horse show, but really we're a low-budget operation. And what had happened, the number of members had deteriorated, and partly because of the way some of the folks were treating them, and partly because of the arena surface had deteriorated to the point where you couldn't get out there with a performance horse and ride. It was dangerous for you, your horse. We had some grant money from Pennington, which could not be used for things like insurance. But we used it, and we made the first phase of repairs on the arena surface, and it's safe to ride. You can go out there and ride, do anything you want to do. So that change has been made. We are up to 32 paying members right now. So money's coming in. We should be able to pay the insurance next year. Talked to Mr. Darrell Bueller the other day about using that facility as an emergency animal response, shelter during like an August 2016 flood. So we're doing good things like that. And the only thing I'm here to ask you, I want nothing. The only thing I'm here to ask you is, I did this for a few years, 15 years ago, and you always have people who were, we didn't get treated fair on this, somebody did that, it wasn't right. All I ask you is, go on that Clinton Arena website, look at the phone number at the top, call my wife and say, hey, Kyle said this wasn't happening right. You know what I mean? And let us tell our side of the story, because we're not there for any personal gain. We're not there to do anybody wrong. We want it to be a public use facility, and that's all I ask of you. Questions about any of this? Or, yes, sir.
How much is the annual membership?
$200 is a riding membership, and that gives you and your entire household, any child in your household.
That don't mean
good.
nothing. Go
I'm
ahead.
good.
Go ahead. That don't
I
mean- go ahead.
didn't want her to throw me out of here.
No,
now.
you're good.
Okay, I'm good. I've seen her in action before.
No, you're fine.
$200 is a family riding membership, and that is your entire household, and any kid up to 18, and any child who's still in college, full-time student, falls under that. And look, we work with folks on that. If someone has their grandchild living with them, or it's some child, we work with families like that.
I have a question.
Well,
Maybe I
does
can-
that answer your question?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have another one.
Go ahead.
How did the livestock show did well?
Okay,
I did come.
I went out there and strolled through the livestock show. I didn't hear any problems. We had Miss Kayla Banta, who was the 4-H agent, was happy with what we had, and we're actually trying to do some things to work to coordinate needs of the animal shelter and some of their pens they need for their shows. We're gonna see if we can get some grant money, and these days, I don't know how grant money works. I don't know if it's like it used to be, or it's gonna be hard to come by, but the fact is, we're gonna try and make some changes to help facilitate the 4-H, specifically the hogs. That have anything to do with their hogs.
Question.
I did come out, Mr. Buell was there also.
And also, there was no charge, we've never charged 4-H for doing that. That's what that facility is for. We're glad that they can go out there and use it, and they have a place to go. Yes, sir.
Since it's been a public facility, I had a couple of members from alumni people want to use the grounds for Alumni Day. And y'all have y'all's in Jackson, right? They have one in Clinton.
Okay.
And they would probably give you a lowest donation to use the ground just for Alumni Day. They're in the process of trying to figure something out, because it's been a huge burden on them to have Alumni Day for people in this parish.
Well,
They need a place to go.
What we do, you could rent the arena for a day. It's,
Yeah.
I think if a facility, I think the little horse shows they have pay like $250 a day. They have to carry their own insurance. They have to name
Yeah, they
you
do all
all
that,
at the
yeah.
parish as a named insured on their insurance policy, and Clinton Arena.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, you can rent it for things like that, because just recently, Colonial Pipeline used it. They had a job going on. They had needed a place for 40 workers to meet and have a safety briefing or whatever. And they came and truthfully, we didn't charge them, because when I was involved with it last, they paid for all the lights that are in the parking lot. So we said, thank you, we appreciate you, come use the facility. That's the way you do business, right?
Yeah, well, maybe just for one day,
Yeah,
I'll
so
them
yeah,
give
have
it to
them,
all.
look out, www.laclintonarena.org or something like that. You Google Clinton Arena. .com.
We're in the process of trying to find a place. They
All
will
right.
use the ground.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For Alumni Day. Okay.
Anybody else? Thank you all for your time.
I have one thing, Mr.
Go ahead, please, Mr. Johnson.
No, you good.
Okay.
Mr. Foss White here, if you don't mind coming up, I want to ask you about we were talking about the pipe on ground, the beavers and all.
Oh, man,
I'll mention that to you real quickly. So,
Okay.
Mr. Foss, you say the beavers are stopping that pipe up, and you say they're going inside.
Yes, sir. They starting to go inside the culvert now. I done got with DOTD. They use what's called the sewer jet to clean the culverts. But we have to be careful at the mouth of the pipe. There has a gas line that's running there. That's why we don't do any digging. We just take like old tree or something we cut down, or we take a bridge plank and jam in there and free it up. We've been trying to get with the game warden. The game warden said they don't trap them anymore, but I have came across some local people that said they'd trap them. So I need to get with them before I come back to you all about it.
I appreciate it, what I'm thinking was if you got water sitting there now, and that rain comes through, it's gonna be
You ever drove a school bus through that when it rained?
Yeah, they used to do it on the outside, so it was easy for us to clean it. But we also had to have the gas people there because we couldn't dig. We just had to scrape around it because they had a gas line about 10 feet from the mouth of the culvert.
So it's away from the culvert, the gas line, 10 feet away from.
Yeah, but with the water high, you know, it's hard to tell when you're trying to.
I thought about it, because I
Okay.
know when I measured the pipe, I know you got it real quick, we're not gonna waste time here. I think it's
Okay.
like a 36-inch OB or something.
Yeah.
So if you get that pipe cleaned out, there's like this heavy duty number 5 screw,
Yeah.
we call it, you know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about?
that's what we was talking about doing.
Putting it in front of there.
Yeah.
And I would say maybe take some, T-bar, but don't have them where the bars catch, turn them backwards. And drive them down right in on the outside edge of that pipe on both sides of the T-bars and tie the wire to it. At least they won't be, you know, all you have to do is clean out.
But see, when I do that, I would have to wait till the water come down. I would have to wait till the I would have to do a one call, and I would have to have the gas people on site.
So is that something we can do with water?
That's something that's something we can do. That way it'll sift through the debris.
And the debris and the
The
worst
beavers
case
will
scenario.
butt up to it.
Yeah.
That's it, you can get that clean.
Right.
Clean it inside.
Right.
Block it.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be easier to clean.
It'd be easy to clean.
If you want to see an engineer, go watch the people work. They one of the best engineers in the world, I promise you.
And no problem.
We can get the screen put in there once it water go down, and keep it from going back in.
Okay.
You know.
Is the patch working?
We had it out today.
Okay, good.
Mr. Humphrey, you ever drove that road with a school bus for the kids? You can't see the road, you think you're running in the Mississippi
Yeah.
River? I mean, it's real dangerous.
Definitely want to watch the
Beavers protected? Are beavers protected?
No, no,
They're good engineers, though.
They're just nuisance animals.
that's all.
Any more questions, any more public comment?
No problem.
Any more
Yes, sir.
public comment? If not, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Frosty, don't go yet.
How you doing? That's